and see you. Welcome to Coolmath Land, a show where we will be reviewing every single cool math game
on the internet.
Well, more specifically on Coolmath, that is. In this series, each episode will be comprised of 4 games. 2 will be reviewed by this beautiful, beautiful man right here. The other 2 will be reviewed by moi. We will be doing this in alphabetical order, so that means 1 through Z. Thank you, English language. So, without further ado, sit back, relax, and enjoy the show. Now presenting Chico Gonzalez and the One Push Adventure, featuring 10 by 10 horror.
Alright, so One Push is a logical game, whatever that means. But the premise of the game is that you have to get the treasure, Indiana Jones style, and you only have 1 push to push any rock that's in your way. And I know you guys are probably jaws dropped, awing at my explanation of the game, but this game has 30 levels, and let me tell you, after like level 10, it gets pretty hard. It's like 200 IQ territory. Rick and Morty fans only could get it. Me, I watched Rick and Morty, but I haven't watched the 3rd season, so I couldn't beat it. I only got to level 19. That's probably why I only got 60% through, because I only watched 2 seasons. Beating one of the puzzles is actually pretty satisfying. I actually feel pretty smart. I feel like I just got like a good score on the ACT. This game is pretty hard, and my computer is really slow. It's like 8 years old, and so it took 5 minutes for my guy to move, and like dust particles that really messed up my computer. It took like an extra. I don't even want to talk about it. I like the graphics quite a lot. It's simplistic, but it gets the job done well, and it reminds me of Spelunky. The music, it's not Drake, but it's not SoundCloud rapper bad either, and so it's pretty okay, and it repeats itself over time, as you're gonna hear while listening to me talk about this game. The mechanics in this game are arrows, fire traps, holes that form when you step on them, a twin brother, and a robber. So let's say he gets the treasure, you lose. Like I said, I couldn't beat the game. My brain, it just couldn't comprehend it. It was like frying after I went to level 19. I'm sure I'm gonna see a walkthrough and feel stupid, and in fact I did see a walkthrough, and I didn't even feel stupid. It was like such a hard puzzle that I was like, oh well, it's justifiable that I didn't beat that puzzle. To the dude who did beat the game, I've been showing screenshots of his walkthrough. His name is Puzzle Walkthrough, I'm pretty sure. Puzzle Let's Plays. I'm gonna put it in the bottom of the screen. But big thanks to that guy. He's a real logical guy according to the game. I really like the concept of the game, and as you can see, it's pretty challenging. I mean, I didn't finish it, so I give the game a 7 out of 10. This game is good for making time go fast. It's good for getting a couple new brain cells, you know. You don't even need to take those brain pills anymore. I've been taking a lot of brain pills because your boy gotta take the ACT pretty soon, and he wants to get his head pretty thick. I'm not even a big fan of puzzle games, but I could really appreciate this game and how much effort they put into it. But I was seeing the ending on this, like, you know, big brain YouTube channel, Jimmy Neutron, and the ending, it sucks. I mean, I'll just show it, and in the end he doesn't even get the treasure. I would have been really disappointed if I played, because I probably would have taken like 2 hours, since I don't want to say I'm stupid, but you know, I'm not the smartest guy on the planet, or I guess the most logical man. Overall, I give this game a strong 7 to a light 8. If you have free time during class or something, go ahead and play it to a level that you could actually beat consistently, and then when you have to actually spend like 5 minutes on a puzzle, then play something better, because it's not worth that much of your time. 10 times 10 is a grid-like puzzle game. It's actually called 10-10 for real fans. It's like Hunter x Hunter. But anyways, this game is basically Tetris but without the pressure. It's pretty lame. There's no way to really beat this game. It's get the highest score you could possibly get. And this one, you guys won't be bragging about it in the locker room, boys. Just gotta say it honestly. This game is great for wasting time, but there's already a game that does it 10 times better than this game does, and that's Tetris. And
Dr. Robotics? Mean Bean Machine?
Dr. Robotics, Mean Bean Machine? What? For the few minutes I got to play before my mouse gave out in boredom of playing this very okay game. The reason why it's just an okay game is because it's nothing really special. It has no like secret sauce. It doesn't even have music. It's boring. You just play in silence. You know, they probably use this as like a torture device on some people. Even if you do get a high score, it's just simply not satisfying getting a high score. This game has some potential, but it needs some fine-tuning before it could reach that potential. Right now, it's like a Tetris brother-in-law. The reason 10 times 10 got married to Tetris' sister is because they had the same zodiac sign. All in all, this game, it's a very strong 5 to a light 6. Wouldn't play it again.
Oh, welcome back. I hope you enjoyed Chico. I know I always do. Now, on to the next set of games. These will be reviewed by me. Without further ado, let's roll the tape. Now presenting 2048 and 2048 Fibonacci Nostalgia Run, featuring 3 Pandas Extravaganza.
Hello everyone, welcome to another video. Finally, it has been a while. I'm very sorry. But, since it is Christmas, I've decided to give you guys a present. And, for not uploading for a long time, I've decided to give you a big present. Not only am I giving you a video, but I'm giving you an entire series. More specifically, a Coolmath A through Z series. I will be reviewing every single game on Coolmath. Now you might be saying, Jackson, what's wrong with you? There's over 500 games on Coolmath. Well, that's where you're wrong, fellow viewer. There's only 498 games on Coolmath. But just like any other series, this series will be broke up into multiple seasons. Right now you're watching the first episode of Numbers through C season. Now if anyone knows how folders are sorted, they are sorted through 1 to Z, which is why I'm starting with numbers. And that's why the first game on the Coolmath website is 2048. Now 2048 doesn't have that much substance, so I'm going to be doing its sister game, 2048 Fibonacci, as well. So we're going to get 2 videos in the likes of 1. Yeah, we could consider it like that. I didn't say your name, Siri. Shut up! There's not a lot of review on either of these games, but I'll try to do the best I can. 2048 is a game where you put 2 and 2 together to get 4, 4 and 4 together to get 8, and etc. until you get 2048. And that's how you win the game. Now I got some bad news for you fellas. I never beat the game. It's hard. Now before anyone criticizes me for not beating the game, it's because I didn't know about the snake method. The snake method is the method in which you are able to win the game. Now that you can see through multiple parts of the footage that I just gave up and spammed the keybind. Now the only thing that you get when you do win is a screen that says you won. I don't get a trophy or anything? Come on guys. Not a final boss? Man out of numbers? Maybe the next level? Give me to 3048. Anyway, that's 2048. However, 2048 Fibonacci is 2048 with a twist. You are trying to get 2048 with the Fibonacci code. Hold on, I gotta search it up. A series of numbers that add on to each other, such as 0, 1, 1, 2, 3, 5, 8. So yeah, that sequence. Now, what makes this game more fun is it actually takes a little bit of brain skill and knowledge of what the Fibonacci code actually is. And also, spamming your keybinds won't get you as far as it does with 2048. Which in turn makes this one a little bit more fun and skill-based, but I don't find myself sitting down and playing these games. I could see the appeal to them, and there is a fan base and following for it, but I just don't see the appeal myself. Anyway, I digress. For being my first 2 games on the Coolmath View All A through Z game list, they're not that bad, but they're not that good. So I give 2048 5 out of 10, and 2048 Fibonacci a 6.7 out of 10.
Now let's move on to 3 Pandas. Now this is a pretty good game. 3 Pandas is a puzzle game in which you play, well, 3 pandas. Their names is Big, Small, and Skinny collectively. Big, everyone stacks on top of him. Small, you can throw. And Skinny holds everyone with the might of Zeus over any type of cliff. Each panda has their own personality. Big is fun-loving, Small really wants to explore, and Skinny just seems like he doesn't want to be there, making Skinny my most favorite panda. The game starts off with you getting captured by some pirates. The ship that you're on does a great job at introducing you to the mechanics of the game, and also teaches you the humor and the style of the game. Another thing that the ship does very well is it teaches you how each panda works. I already described how they work, but the ship really capitalizes on having a safe and easy environment, teaching you how each panda works, in order for you to use them to your own advantage later on in the puzzles. Once you escape the pirate ship, you get onto a deserted, weird island, in which the puzzles start getting a little harder. Once you escape the pirate ship, you are on a deserted island in which you are introduced to a couple of new mechanics like caterpillars and hostile enemies. The game starts getting really fun right here. However, if you're over the age of 7, the puzzles aren't too hard, but if you are a little dumb like me, you still have to think just a little bit. During this part of the game, it teaches you fun and interesting ways to get through a variety of different puzzles. After a while, you're eventually greeted by the indigenous people of the island, which look really racist, and I was quite put aback by looking at them. The natives steal Big to eat him, because who wouldn't want to eat that big juicy ass? And Skinny and Small have to go save him. This is my favorite part of the game. Not only does it feel like there is a true problem that you have to fix, but it feels like you're racing against the clock to save Big, even if there isn't a clock to be raced against. It also teaches you ways to solve a puzzle without Big, in which it would have been a lot easier if you had him. You learn how to use Small and throw him well, you learn how to use Skinny well, and you also learn how to think a little bit outside of the box. And one of my most favorite mechanics of the game is you learn how to distract very well. After a bit, you find Big and you save him by distracting the natives with a plant thing that you made. Now for the next part of the game, in which you guys just kind of leave the encampment and you have to escape the encampment in order to go on to the next part of the game. And then, boom, then the game happens, which I wasn't expecting it to end like it did. Now it's time for my gripes of the game. Well, I think the controls are a little janky. There were times where I fell off of a cliff, and though it wasn't frustrating, it was unfortunate because I was trying to jump rather than walk. And it is a little janky when you have little levels like this when you're trying to jump at a certain time and you just end up falling. It can get a little annoying, but it's nothing that is going to dock the game down too much. Another thing that I actually have a small gripe with is that the ending is very boring. After you save Big, I feel like the game should have ended there, but it kind of drags on for, I believe, 5 more levels, and you already know how each level works at that point. However, the ending does get a couple of brownie points for its unexpected ending of you falling into the jungle, and it says to be continued, meaning that this is a franchise. However, I will praise the game with teaching you how the mechanics work with a fun beginning, and teaching you how the mechanics work a little bit more and how to master mechanics with harder levels in a very fun environment. I think the art style is very good, and I think that the heart of the game is very well done. And overall, this game was made by people who wanted to make a fun little puzzle game with 3 pandas in it. In the end, I give 3 Pandas an 8 out of 10. Not perfect, but a lot better than the last game I played. I hope you all enjoyed this episode of Coolmath Land. We shall see you in the next episode, where we will continue our escapade through coolmathgames.com. Until then, I have some cool math games to play. See you next time.